Are you sexy? When do you feel you're sexiest? What would it take to feel sexier? And what does it even mean to be sexy? Well, I'm Dr. Lori Buckley, and I'm going to be answering those questions in this video. So I'm going to ask you some multiple choice questions, but you only have two choices. So I want you to pay attention. Is it going to be A or B? And the one you answer the most of, I want you to put it in the comments below. So what is sexier? A six-pack or a dad bod? A, six-pack, B, dad bod. Second question, what is sexier? A, big boobs, B, real boobs. So what is sexier? A woman wearing a low-cut blouse or dress that shows cleavage, or B, wearing her boyfriend or husband's old t-shirt. What is sexier? A, somebody who has traveled the world and has very interesting stories to tell, or B, somebody who is interested in hearing about things that you have done. Now I'm gonna guess that there are some people who picked A's more frequently with maybe some B's, some people who picked B's more frequently with maybe some A's, but here's what sexy is. It's subjective. In other words, what's sexy to me may not be sexy to you. It's what we find attractive. And so we kind of think there is this definition of what is sexy. We think it's dressing a certain way or looking a certain way or acting a certain way. But the reality is we all find different things in different people sexy. So let me ask you this. When do you feel sexy? Now, I've done a lot of workshops with women and men and couples, and I always like to ask this question, when do you feel you're sexiest? And I get all kinds of different answers. I even sometimes have the people come to the group feeling sexy. So they might dress a certain way, maybe they just worked out, maybe they'll have a business suit on with sexy lingerie underneath, maybe it's the way that they walk. So there's lots of things that we can do, that actually make us feel sexier or less sexy. I will tell you there are some things that are generally sexy and unsexy. Confidence, it's sexy. When you feel confident and you act confident, you hold yourself differently. Think about it. When you look at somebody who walks into a room and they command attention, they have an air of confidence. They walk differently. They hold their body differently, and they become much more inviting and attractive. Positivity is generally much more sexy than negativity. Humor can be really sexy, but if you have to be the life of the party and the center of attention, probably not so sexy. Intelligence can be very sexy, but if you are boasting and a know-it-all and telling everybody how smart you are, maybe not so sexy. You know what it really is? When you're confident, you don't have to prove anything to anyone. You can be yourself. Now, we want to make an effort, whether it's dressing nice, taking a shower, putting on some makeup, doing things that show that you do care about the way you look or your appearance is also sexy. So if you don't feel sexy, and I hear it all the time, people say, I'm just not sexy. I'm like, well, what do you mean? What is sexy? And so people have this idea, right? You're supposed to look a certain way. No, you can be any age, you can be any size, you can be any gender, you can be you, and if you are your best self, you'll be sexy. What are the things you tell yourself? What are the beliefs you have? What does it mean to you to be sexy? And when you recognize when you feel you're sexiest and you do that, you will be sexy and you will be attractive. Not to everybody. Even the most beautiful and handsome celebrities, not everybody thinks they are equally sexy. George Clooney, people talk about being so sexy. Not everybody thinks George Clooney is sexy. Or Angelina Jolie, or Kim Kardashian. Not everybody is in agreement about beauty and sexy. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, you've heard that? Well, sexy is also in the eyes of the beholder. So if you don't feel sexy, do what you can to feel good about yourself. And sexy isn't just about how you look. It's about an attitude. It's about feeling alive and vibrant. I will tell you this, if you're having good sex and you're having orgasms, you're probably going to be feeling more sexy. You might have experienced this, that after a wonderful sexual experience, you walk with a little extra pep in your step. You have that more confidence. You just feel more alive. That's sexy. So if you find yourself feeling unsexy or telling yourself that you're not sexy, what can you do to amp up your sexiness? So I'm challenging you to try some things. Find your sexy. When do you feel your sexiest? And if you say, oh, I'm already sexy, great. But are there other ways you can feel sexy? Other things you can do? Other ways you can think about sexy? Try it out. See what happens. When you feel sexy and you go out in the world, I want you to pay attention. People are going to look at you. You're going to get people's attention. It works. It feels really good. Now, maybe you just notice people paying attention when you feel sexy. And when you don't feel sexy, you don't really look. That could be too. And it's not so much about needing to attract a mate or find somebody to have sex with, as much as it is being your best self and feeling alive out in the world and feeling attractive, regardless of your age or your size or anything. And it is important. It's important for you, for your well-being. Now, maybe feeling sexy isn't so important to you. Feeling sexy, I think it's a great thing. How do you feel when you work out? How do you feel when you have a connection with somebody? Not even a sexual connection. It could be a spiritual or intellectual connection. How does that feel? I really do want to know your thoughts. Please write your thoughts down in the comments below. More A's, more B's, I want to know. I'm pretty sure it's all across the board, but I really do want to hear your comments. If you are enjoying these videos, please hit that subscribe button right now. Don't forget. And while you're at it, please hit that like button as well. It really does mean a lot to me. I so appreciate you watching. I want to hear your comments. I answer them because I really do love to read them. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye, everyone.